You can't change them. And the them that I'm speaking about is anyone outside of your life that's giving you a little difficulty right now, that's causing you a little bit of distress or upset, or what you might be seeing in the world that you think, wow, I want to change those people. You can only change yourself. You happen to be living at a time now where change is really prominent and necessary. And the way we change is by deciding to become more of our authentic selves. When we come into the world, we have an evolutionary journey that we will move through. It's going to be different for every single person. My life has been completely different than anyone else's, and that's what it was supposed to be. So is yours. But because of what I lived, I can give something to everyone else. Now, I would have never told you that I was this guy who became a mystic and a sage and received all this information, but now I have to. I'm saying that because I'm going to be recording, I'm going to be filming on Friday the show Beyond Belief with George Nuri for Gaia. So I'm going to tell all the story, but I want to give you something else because today I felt the energy and there'll be more tomorrow. And so whenever that's happening, I will go back to my writings, my Wilhelm, and say, okay, what did they tell me on that day? There are things that we're going to have to jump over a bit to understand things. And I could never explain this, and I want you to let go of your disbelief about what you might achieve. When we move through a mass ascension like this, you're going to discover gifts and talents and things that you didn't even know you had because they were buried. We evolve in our consciousness. We don't know what our evolutionary path is going to be when we come into the world. I couldn't have told you I was going to do all of these different careers and then I'm going to end up here at 73 doing something completely different. Well, that's because I knew the world was changing. This is why I created all my work. I didn't know I was going to download a philosophy. I didn't know I was going to be able to receive information, mindset work, and an ascension guide that would help anyone live this really great life. It's about going on our limited thinking. So when I felt what was happening, I said, what did I receive? And so I'm always guided to a particular message. And this one will help you because you're going to feel this energy today and tomorrow probably. But this was the message on this date in 2020. Let me explain that. I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing Wilhelm since 1988, as many of you know. However, it was never my intention to put it out into the world or talk about it because it was just working for me. That's what I thought. It was just healing me. I thought this is what Carl Jung said too about his work. He thought he was just doing it for him and he wasn't sure if it was going to really work for everyone else. And now we see what's happening. And so this is why I'm revealing so much more because I want us all to understand. If we don't start to move into the direction of who we're meant to be, we can't expect the world to become any better because this is why we're here. This is why we're alive now. But this message you'll probably really appreciate, and it is this. So it came through on June 3rd in 2020. The solution to your problem is at hand. By now, you have probably figured out that the you we mean is you personally and the world at large. In all fairness, we must also tell you the solution has always been at hand, but you, again, personally and collectively, were unwilling to see it. You are currently witnessing what appears to be chaos, unrest, anger, and palpable uncertainty in every form. What you see, in essence, is an answer to the call you have all made. Now you might have a clue as to what that answer could be, but you might not know how to use it to find your solution. The answer you have sought is love. But you need to begin at self-love. Your entire life was designed with experiences and events that might cause you to recognize your worth and love yourself. When you do that first, you want nothing from others. Remember, you want nothing from others. You remember your oneness with all, and inequality never exists. Study this message for a while, and you will also recognize it is the same message in a different form we have given you for decades. You only needed a crisis to embrace it. A side note: Roger got distracted before completing this message, and the entire time he could hear himself doubting our words, like many of you. You will ask, can it be that simple? Yes. And most people will not believe that that happened, that I would have received that message on this date in 2020, but it has happened. And what I'm going to also leave in here for you are all the message from June of 2023, because we'll move through some more things in the world. And so if you read them now, you can follow the days, but I'll leave a link there and just see what was given. And again, accepting certain things about ourselves is always challenging. It was challenging for me. I've been doing this work for so long, and what it did was to completely healed my life, to move to a different dimension of understanding and thinking. And this is what I'm going to give to all of those who would like to do that. Because what happens is you become happy. You start to love yourself. You let go of your anger and your generational trauma and all of your biases. This is what we need now. And this is what this work is. I'm so grateful that for all of you who listen, please subscribe to this channel if you haven't done it, and share it with others. But it will get much bigger, because when I do this show, it's going to be a lot more publicity, but I need to get this information out because I want you to know what you can accomplish. And I want our world to know the same thing too, because we can change everything. We just can't change them. We can change ourselves.